Whew. Oh my goodness, these freaking little things. People are listening to the replay. It's me talking in the background of the bugs, the little ants that are around that I am not a fan of. Just while I shared this, I thought I'd show a nice view. Nice view. Let's go over here more. A little more over there. Let's check it out. See if anybody's around on a Saturday night. Okay. How about let's check out this area. So let's just turn it around this way. Then you guys can get another view. There's the path. See what's going on. Okay, back. All right. Oh God, here we go. How's it doing? Hope the phone's doing okay. All right. So I'm at the coffee shop by the beach because I tried to live stream. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you can just put it right there. Thank you very much. So I tried to live stream from my place where I'm staying, and the internet was so bad there. Thank you. Thanks so much. The internet was so bad there, you guys. God. It's frustrating. And I don't think I loaded the data thing on my phone right. I never buy plastic bottles, but I forgot I have my own stainless bottle here, but I forgot it in my room, and I got all the way to the beach and I forgot it. So I had to buy plastic, and I really hate doing that here. But you need water, like there's just no doubt. So that's why I have a plastic bottle. I never do. I mean, I have some, but like I try not to. I always bring my own water. And at my place where I'm staying, thank God they have those huge things of water, and we can refill as many times as we want. So they supply all our water, which for me, somebody who drinks as much water as I do, yeah, that's a big deal. All right, I want to talk about resistance because, oh my God, we all experience it. And just in case you didn't know, I have a program called Screw the Resistance, You're Not Going to Stop Me This Time. I have a program. It's only $47. And I don't advertise it a lot. I add it as onto programs sometimes. But anyway, so I do have a program on resistance. So if resistance is something you struggle with on an ongoing basis, then you can get this program, and it gives you some things to write out and some things to think about, little journal things. And then it also has videos and audios. And this is great because you can do it anytime. So you can go back to this at any time, listen to it, do the little exercises to help you get through resistance again. Because resistance is not really something that you never experience again in your life, right? It's something that we kind of experience over and over again. So that is so true. But what can be behind it? Well, what I found out over the years is really, because I used to be someone who was really deep into resistance and procrastination. Procrastination is my middle name. Now, why? So I'm just going to talk about some of the reasons, especially working with all my clients, some of the things I find that actually is behind the resistance. Hello, whoever's watching. Say hello so I know who you are. What's behind the resistance? So I'm just going to go through some things right now, and then I can discuss them. Belief. So when you feel resistance coming up about something, it could be belief. It's a belief you have. So if you are someone who wants to start eating healthy and you've tried lots of diets before and nothing seemed to work, or same with the gym, you've gone to the gym before, you've done exercise things, no matter what you do, you don't seem to get really good results. Sorry, I forgot. So what it is then is your resistance to starting it again, because you don't have, your belief is like, this probably isn't going to work, right? This probably isn't going to work. So why should I even try it again? That's where resistance can come through. Resistance comes through when you have some sort of a belief that you're like, this isn't really going to work again. I've tried so many things. Or you don't believe or trust yourself that you will actually follow through. Hello, Heather. So you're going to yourself, Oh, I know me. I'll start it. I'll do well for a little while. Then I'm just going to give up. Hi, Lynn. So that's another reason why resistance is we either don't have a belief in ourselves that we'll follow through and actually do something, or we don't believe that that thing is going to actually give us results because maybe we haven't gotten results before, right? So when you have resistance going to the gym, it could be a few things like, why bother? If I only get there once a week, is it really going to make a difference? No. I don't feel like it, and I'm too lazy, and I'm too tired. Right? So something like that could be going on. A belief that you will sabotage yourself. I can start this thing. Yeah, you, Diana, you're really good at getting things started, but then eventually you just sabotage yourself. So why even start again, right? Right? Why even start again? Belief that it will be hard. And this is a big thing with either somebody doing the exercise or losing weight or changing, because they're like, it's going to take me so long. I have so many things I have to do. So they resist starting or taking the action because to them it seems like impossible. It's like overwhelming. It's like, you know what? This is just impossible. It's really not going to work. So behind you in your little head is going, this probably won't work. There's too much to do. I have way too much weight to lose. It's going to take too long. I don't want to deny myself for that long. It's going to be too hard, right? So just check in. Are these some of those beliefs that are behind you resisting or procrastinating? Because most of the time they are. And then we'll tell you how you can change that, okay? Afraid to make a change. This is a big one. This is a big one. If I commit to this, that means I have to change my parts of my life, right? So people, for healthy eating or whatever, I just ordered a coffee, so I'm just going to put my stuff in it. People with healthy eating, right? It's like, well, when I start, that means that, oh my God, what if I commit to going off sugar and I have to go off sugar for like 3 weeks? That's a long time. What if I want sugar? What am I going to do? Then I have to deal with quitting, and then I'll feel like a failure, and then all these things come up, right? So we get a lot of emotion. I want you to also realize that there's a lot of emotion behind your resistance. The emotion is why you are resisting. So it's some of those things that I said, or it's it brings up emotion like, oh my God, this is going to be hard. This is going to be so, I'm not going to have fun. I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do. I'm going to be denying myself certain things, right? So of course, when we view what we want to do as something that's going to have a negative effect on us or cause us a little bit of pain, of course we're going to resist it, of course. So remember, I'm talking about these things now, and then we're going to go into what you can do to shift that, okay? So that is coming. We just want to cover right now. I just want to cover some of the things that are behind the resistance right now, okay? So if you guys have any awarenesses while you're watching this, post below in the comments. Let me know what you think is behind your resistance, like some of the things that you go, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. I get it. I know. Are you somebody who does the resistance things where you don't want to start, you kind of put it off, you procrastinate? Let me know if that sounds like you. Certainly was me. Again, the change that you want to do that you've been resisting or putting off and procrastinating may mean that there's a lot of things in your life that got to change. And it could also mean that when you start eating cleaner, you're going to clean up your home, you're going to take away all the junk food, you're going to start cooking healthier food, and then your spouse, your family, whatever is going to start giving you some heck for it, right? Like, I don't really want to do this. And you're thinking ahead, you're going, oh, this is going to cause conflict. This is going to cause conflict between people. And then I'm going to have to, oh, how am I going to do this? And then I'm going to have to cook 2 meals, and then it's just going to be a big deal, on and on, right? So those things can also be behind the resistance or starting the change. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. If I make this change, if I do this, if I commit to this, what is that going to mean for me? And a lot of people are scared of the unknown or scared of change. I'm not at all. I'm like, give me change. I'd rather have change than remain in a situation I don't like. To me, it's more uncomfortable to remain in a situation I'm not happy with than for any unknown, because I always truly believe that the future or the unknown or what I'm going towards is going to be better, right? Or sometimes behind the resistance is something you're not ready to do. You don't want to do. It's just something that is not right for you. So when that takes effect, so you could be resisting going to the gym and do it, or doing a really hard workout, even though you think, I need to lose weight, I need to go to the gym, I need to do this, but you're resisting or procrastinating. And what that can also mean is that your body is saying, I'm too tired and exhausted. I need to rest. I need a break. So it's causing the resistance within you. It's, making you feel this like, that's your inner knowing, right? Exactly, Len. Overthinking, that's another one. Overthinking, planning, trying to plan it through, trying to imagine all the steps that it's going to take, trying to think, oh my God, and that's how I'm going to talk to you about how to overcome this. That's going to be part of, it might really help you. So stay on the video and listen to what I suggest, because it can really help, because I can get caught in that. So when we're worried about that fear of the unknown, or like there's going to be too many steps, it's too big, we can't imagine breaking it down. When I think, I'm a creative, so I think like a whole bunch of words and phrases and things, actions splattered all over a whiteboard. I don't have order. And so when you don't have order, everything seems a mess, and it seems like too much. How am I going to do that? I don't even know how. Getting stuck in the how, that's another thing. You get stuck in the how is that possibly going to happen. So if someone has 30 pounds to lose, or someone wants to go from eating one way to a real difference, right? A big, big, big change. What goes on in their head is how am I going to make that happen? How am I going to do that? That's so much, so many steps, so much to do. So getting caught in the how will always screw things up. And this is the biggest thing that I have shifted. And I'll tell you how I shifted it, because that's what used to get me every single time. And it still does. Okay, old beliefs, limiting beliefs, fear, worry, wanting to stay in your old patterns of behavior because it's more comfortable, addicted to the state, as in you staying where you are, the old patterns, the old behaviors, the old things, of course, is easier for you. Of course it is, because you're used to it. It doesn't matter if you are not happy with your weight, but eating the way you've always eaten is easy. It's easy. So when you think of having to change, you're like, oh, geez, right? So know that there's always emotions behind the resistance. There's always beliefs of things you think it's going to be, and you can learn to move through it. You can learn how to stay in. Like, what happens is resistance comes up, and then you're only in it for a very little time. You're able to get out of resistance pretty darn fast once you practice some of these things, right? So one of the things, thinking too much, getting caught in the how, not being in the moment. So those are some of the reasons why we resist, why a lot of people resist. Now, how to change that a bit? Well, if you're somebody who gets like all caught up in the emotion of it, which I used to be like, oh, I don't want to do that, it's so blah, blah, and I used to just, emotion would trigger me. And I don't like feeling out of control. I don't like feeling frustrated. I don't like feeling angry. So I would not do it. Then I didn't have to deal with feeling that way. What you do, a big part of it is sitting in the moment and going, what am I resisting? Like, why? What's behind it? What beliefs? Is there a belief? Like all that I talked about in the previous part of the video. You just ask yourself, what is it? But curious, objective, not blaming, not shaming, just not overthinking, just going, Diana, what's behind this? Are you afraid it's going to be hard? Are you thinking that it's too much? Where are you? So when you discover that, then you take the next action. So then you go, okay, well, I'm not even going to try to think about the steps or the how right now. I'm going to sit in this moment. So this is really important. You actually have to just sit in the moment and go, okay, what do I feel like doing right now? And I know many of you will go, well, you just feel like sitting on the couch. But if an answer like that comes, that's like your inner child. That's your avoidance, the person who wants to avoid things. That's what they say. But really, you truly do want the change. So you tap into that person who truly does want the change, wants the shift, wants to lose weight, wants to eat better, right? And you're like, kind of like, okay, well, what would she do right now? Like, what is? So I do want that. I really don't just want to sit on the couch forever and feel like a couch potato. I wouldn't like myself. You could also ask, what would I feel like tonight if I didn't take action, right? You're like, well, I'd feel terrible about myself. I'd feel disappointed about myself. I'd feel like a failure, right? So now what do I choose to do, right? Keep asking yourself, Okay, then Diana, what can you do right now? Just this first step. What's one thing you can do? And that's basically how you take it, is you keep dropping into the moment, into the feeling of what you experience, noticing how your body feels, noticing where your emotions are, noticing that. Because when you notice them and feel them, they kind of get lighter. They kind of try it, I guarantee. When you understand, when you're like, oh, that's what I'm feeling right now, but you don't overreact, you just feel it, it just fades away. It fades away. And then you go, okay, interesting. So what action can I take? What would feel right for me right now? So for exercise, it doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. What I do now, and what I've done for the last long time, is I go, I feel like I want to move my body. Like I want to move my body. I just feeling sluggish, just feeling heavy. So how can I exercise today? Well, I could take a walk. I could take a hike. I could go to the gym. I could do squats and lunges at home. What do I feel like doing? And I sit there for a couple of minutes, and then I go with what I feel like doing in the moment. And I don't stress out about it. When you give yourself permission to tap into what you truly desire, what's right for you, it will get easier and easier to connect to that part of you that knows. That's what coming into alignment's all about. Because then you learn to tap into your body with what you're eating, with what exercise, with what job is right for you, everything. So even with eating, here's how you do. So I do not eat perfect. Yeah, truly, it really works. It takes a little bit of practice, but when you totally learn to trust yourself, and remember, part of the resistance is not trusting yourself. It's a huge part of it. Someone's offering, like when my programs go out there, I'm like, why don't more women come to my programs? They'll learn everything. They'll get all the answers. They'll do perfectly well, and they'll start getting results. But the thing is that they don't trust themselves to follow through, or they don't trust themselves to do what it takes to get results, right? So when we don't trust ourselves, it affects every aspect of you. You will keep resisting, you will keep sabotaging, you will keep in all areas of your life. So learning to trust yourself, as in, what do I really want to do now? And non-judging. So when it's like, yeah, I think a walk. I want to go for a walk. Then you go for a walk, start walking. If you at that time go, this isn't enough, then it's like, what can I do instead? Or more. I go to a field by my house, schoolyard, and I start doing lunges. And then I'm like, well, this feels really good. I'll start doing some squats, I'll start doing some lunges, I'll walk around the field a few times. Then when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so good. But it started out with only a walk, right? And same with going to the gym. I tell people, just get to the gym, drive there and say, because on the really terrible, rainy, cold days, right? A gym is fantastic. They have classes, they have treadmills, they have elliptical. What you do is you tell yourself, if I go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes, that's better than nothing. So I'm just going to commit to 10 minutes on a treadmill. So you get in there, you get on the treadmill, you start walking, you've walked for 10 minutes, I can guarantee you, you will go longer, or you will start other exercising while you're there. I don't think none of my clients have ever, or have I ever gone home after only 10 minutes, right? Because that movement gives our inner being a sign that she's doing the right thing. You know inside you're doing something that's good. You get energy from doing something that's good. When you resist, it drains your energy. So know that that consistent resistance and that consistent sabotaging and that consistent not trusting yourself, and when you consistently don't believe in yourself or believe that something's possible for you, all those things drain your energy. So when people say, I'm just too tired to go to the gym, I'm just too tired, it's because often there's so much resistance around it in your body that you don't even know is going on. Like the overthinking, Lynn, right? You think about something and then it's like, brrr, all this goes on and you're like, I'm just too tired. I'm not even going to start. Because you imagine all the steps, which in reality, all you have to do is take one little step right now, or one little action right at that moment. Then when you're in that moment, what's the next action? And this is truly why do you think this works for alcoholics, for addicts? That's exactly what they do. 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. So remember that works in all areas, all areas. Even, I remember when I was dating guys, right? You go on a date, as young girls especially, right? And we're like right ahead, thinking way too far ahead, right? And then every little thing was a big deal. Is he going to call? Is he not going to call? Oh my God, right? Instead of just enjoying the moment on the date, or enjoying the moment that you had together. Us women, we want to think ahead, we want to plan, we want to imagine what it's going to be like, we want to imagine all this stuff in the future. That is what causes the stress, resistance, sabotage, and it certainly drains your energy. Okay, ladies, I hope that helped you. Thank you guys for watching. I also have I'll post the link below, because I do have a program called Screw Resistance. It's not going to stop me this time. And like I said, it's $47, and you get it through email, and then there's a web page, and you get to go to it as many times as you want. Listen to the videos. There's handouts if you want, and just kind of be reminded each time, right? It's just kind of like, okay, here we go. I'm going into resistance again. That's what I do with my coach's stuff. I constantly rewatch it and re-listen all the time. It helps me from going backwards. It keeps me going forwards. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a woman over 40, make sure you're in my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. All right. Bye-bye.